Hi everybody, it's Michelle over here. So the reason I'm doing this video is because I'm isolating at the moment and I can't get out to do my usual handmade sewing group. And Saturday is the first time in 19 months or more that we have been able to meet, and of course that's when I go on a trip on a coach and get a notification from NHS Trace and Track to say I have to isolate because I've come into contact with somebody with COVID. So that wasn't very nice, but nothing I can do about that except try and make the best of the situation. So sorry if you see my eyes constantly moving to the left, but yeah, I'm trying to keep my eyes on the camera. May not always be successful. Anyway, let's get started. I've got here some fat quarters, and I'm using those to make fabric face coverings or masks, which you're not meant to call them that because that's a legal thing apparently, or all that nonsense. But anyway, it's a face covering, a face mask. And I'm going to attempt to show you two different designs, but I'll film them separately if I can. So I've taken a fat quarter. This happens to be the Harry Potter one from Aldi that we picked up the other day. So anything in a nice cotton is really good. Cotton poplin, polycotton would be okay, not ideal. It's a bit loose woven sometimes, but a really good quality cotton is ideal for a face covering. So in addition to your fabric, you need the pattern. Now the pattern can be downloaded off the website and also off Facebook group. So our Facebook group is Hesketh Emporium, and in Headbands for Heroes you will find all of the patterns and the templates for you to cut out the face coverings. If not, this is an Olson, O-L-S-O-N, fabric mask, and you can find it quite easily on the web because it's a very, very popular and a really good pattern to use. So here goes. You need your pattern. This is the adult size. I'm going to get it in the light so you can see it because it's a transparent one. I've had made a few of these because I've made so many masks during isolation and lockdown. So here's the adult size for the Olson mask, and you will also in the box that is in the sewing room find children's sizes 2 to 5 and 6 to 11, 12-ish years old, and then an adult. And so you've got all the sizes that you could possibly need to make. If you need to make it extra large for somebody who's got a really big face or somebody who's quite wide, then you can just increase the size all the way around by a centimeter or so, and that'll give you more than enough coverage. But quite frankly, I don't think I've found anybody that this adult size doesn't fit, so you should be okay with that. In addition, we also have this, which is the bandana face covering that I designed for people who have a beard. So Gavin, my son-in-law, didn't like the fact that the mask went under his chin and pushed his beard back all the time, and was quite uncomfortable. So I designed this one by extending the face covering so that it just hangs like a bandana in front of your face like that. But the rest of it is basically the same. We also subsequently found that people with asthma or who struggled breathing, because you're constantly rebreathing the moisture, that's the problem most of people find, and this helps you get over that. There you go. That is the bandana one. So you've got the two choices of between which ones you can make. Whichever one you decide to make, you need two pieces, an outer fabric and an inner or lining fabric. So make a choice of two different types of fabric, or if you prefer and you've only got one type of fabric, just use the same. It does not make any difference. But basically you are going to need to fold your fabric so that your template fits on here. Okay, well, let's go for the regular face covering first of all, and that is not cut on the fold at all. So this, as long as you make it wide enough so that you can cut 2 out of that, you're going to be fine. So that's what we're going to do. I've folded it in half because we want to cut 2 opposite each other out of this one. I need to go this side. I've got my iron on the other side and I don't want to cut on that board. I need to cut on this board over here. So I'm going to lay my template on there, and what you guys please do is use a pen or a marker, whichever you've got in the drawer, and go around the template with your marker so that the template or the pattern can get given to somebody else when you're done, because they're not enough for one for each of you. So go around it with your marker. Don't forget, right sides together. I'm going to bring that up here and show it to you now. Just going to put some pins in there so it doesn't move, because normally I wouldn't move this, but I'm going to move it to show you what I've done. I'm hoping you can make out that I've drawn around that template with the right sides of the fabrics together. So I'm going to land up with 2 pieces of face mask in this fabric, which I am now going to cut. Oh, I'm not that organized. I'm really sorry. This is all kind of spur of the moment necessary stuff, because I was a bit worried if I wasn't feeling well enough to come in, I would at least be able to continue with the lesson by showing you the video instead of me being live on the screen tomorrow. So there you go. So I'm just busy. Do not recommend this. Do not cut out your stuff in mid-air like I'm doing. I'm just doing this to try and show you what I'm doing. So in the case of the regular face mask, you cut all the way around. So 4 sides, you cut it out. So you're going to have 2 individual pieces of that mask in that fabric. And then I'm going to take this one and I'm going to make the bandana one out of this one. So I fold that in half in exactly the same way I did for the other one, except this time you're going to place the straight edge of the pattern onto the fold of your fabric. If you've got a directional print with a picture, this is the top, remember, this is the bottom, goes under the chin. Make sure your trees or your birds are flying the correct way. So I'm going to pop that onto my fabric in exactly the same way I did the other one, and I'm just going to draw around it. Remember, this is so that you can pass the pattern to somebody else to use, all the way around. Okay, I'm going to just pick that up and show you what I've done. The principle is exactly the same. This one is just bigger. So there you go. I've drawn all the way around the bandana face mask pattern, but this long edge here, and then there's only a bit of a curve for the nose, that is on the fold. Now if you make a mistake or your piece of fabric isn't big enough, by all means go and cut 2 pieces separately, but then this will become one long seam instead of only having a short seam and then a fold. So let me cut that out to demonstrate for you. So cut on the line, because your seam allowances for this pattern are already included in the template. They have a 1 centimeter seam allowance included, so you don't have to add anything extra to your the pattern. All right, so that's exactly the same size as the pattern. There you go. This one now, if I take the pins out, and I put my wrist pin cushion on so I don't have to hunt for them. When I open this up, you can see now I've got the entire face covering cut out, and only a small section at the top here which I will sew for the nose piece. Now that I've done both of those, I'm going to repeat that exactly the same but with the lining fabric. So I am going to do that off camera, and then I'm going to come back and show you the next step. Okay.